So it's a chore, but it's gonna have to be done. So anyway, let's get started here. Basically, you want to just take this 1/2-inch wrench, and you see the lines start to come off. We have a little excess fuel right here. I don't know if you can see that. We ain't supposed to have that there, so something is definitely leaking in this carburetor. Or it may just have some overflow fuel running to it. So I think this part I can do it. Let me see if I can get it into that can without spilling any. Like I said, when you're doing this, of course you're going to spill fuel. I'll do this part and then I'll come back with you guys here in a minute and I'll show you the next step. So the first step is just draining the fuel out of the tank. Drain it till it all comes out, and then what you want to do, I'll show you step number 2 next. This fuel line, we had a problem too because it was leaking and all that, so we put a new one on there with some 2 new clamps and everything. So while that's running out, we're going to go to the next step here, and that is to take the lines off of the assembly here. See how that first pin comes out easy, but the second pin's a little bit on the hard side, so it's going to take me a few minutes here. I might actually do that off camera. I'll show you. So the pin on the choke, the pin on the governor rod comes out easy, but you got to take this pin out next. This goes to the choke assembly, so you got to take that off next, and then I think it should come out. Alright, I got the pin out of the choke assembly, no problem there. So the next thing you want to do is slide this choke assembly off. It'll come off. Then you want to set that to the side, there you go. So the next thing, you want to slide the air breather off next. I'm just saying, I wish I had a tripod I could just do all this, but I can't. I just don't have that technology right now. Okay, I'll just do it like I did it the other day. I'll just do it like this. So I'll just hold the camera up like that, and you guys can watch me take this thing apart. So the next thing we got to do next, this air breather right here, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but this air breather, this is what controls air going into here, into your carburetor. And that's what chokes it basically. So what you need to do is take this little screwdriver mechanism, just unloosen that clamp until you feel it ready to slide. Of course, there is another way you can do this too. You could just take the 2 bolts out and then just slide it, but I prefer just to do it this way. You can see that's had a lot of excess fuel in there. You want to be careful. You don't want to touch your generator wires either. You know something. Lucky this ignition's not on anyway, so we don't have to worry about that. And I do smell fuel on this carburetor, so there you go. The air breather came right off. Very simple. So the next thing now you want to do, you got to take these 2 bolts out on the top. I had to take the pins off camera because I couldn't do it on camera because I didn't have no way to show you. Like I said, I don't have a tripod or anything like that, so it's a little hard to do all this. It's hard to do everything one-handed too. But the next thing you want to do, you want to take these 2 bolts out because there's a gasket in here too. And then you got your other bolt. See the carburetor now starting to wiggle loose? That's what you want. Once your carburetor... Alright, I'm back. I had to get a funnel. I had to get another gas tank. I've been fighting with that 30 minutes. Now we're going to get back to where we left off here. Now we got one more step in this carburetor taking off process. Now what you need to do, the next thing is to take a special wrench like this. And you take your 2 bolts off up here. Of course, you want to save the gasket too, because that goes on the tractor. So what you want to do is take your first bolt off first. And of course, if you're working on a tractor, sometimes you're going to drop your tools and stuff, which I had that happen a while ago. Now we got to take this bolt off. I guess I can just turn that with my hands. Of course, you want to hold on to your carburetor too. Make sure don't drop it, whatever you do. Feel that bolt coming out. I've already had these loose already. And there you go. There you go. The carburetor is off. There is your gasket. That goes on the... We've had a sealant on this one, so that is a good deal. Oh, now my funnel's going to start doing that now. Come on, funnel, stay. Don't be... Of course. I'm going to have to fight with this thing again. Well, at least we got the carburetor off. But now my funnel doesn't want to stay. Stay there. There you go. Funnel, sometimes it's aggravating. Then what you want to do next, you got to put these 2 bolts back where you had them. But there we go. We got the carburetor off the tractor. See, there was gas in there. Not very much, but there was some in there. I'm going to go ahead and let that drain out. I'm going to go over to the other side. I'm going to turn that gas on, just let it flow out. See, that's how simple and easy that is to take that carburetor off. I'm going to go ahead now and open the gas up, and I'm just going to let it open.